What's going on, you pencil pushers? Nick Daniels here, coming at you live yet again. We're in a bit of a misty situation here. A little bit of a light rain going on. But I figured we'd go out for a quick little stroll here. We make a video or two for you today. So today, man, we're talking about the Dating Playbook, chapter number 4. So this is more of the chapter of actually capitalizing on what you've read, going out meeting women, and kind of securing the dates and moving forward with like the date to getting home and basically banging her is what it talked about. So I've got some notes because I'm a little all over the place in some of these, and I want to try to keep them a little bit more organized to just the specific things that I thought kind of stuck out. So I've got about like 12 points or so to kind of touch on real quick. Try to keep it a little bit quicker. Again, I'm trying to keep my video length down. So without any further ado, let's get right into this. I think the notes thing is a great idea because I'm quickly kind of skim reading and then I just write down on a piece of paper. So when I go out, like say 2 hours later and I make the video, instead of, it's not really fresh on my mind per se, I can just quickly skim back to these. Yeah, so what this thing talked about, and I'm just going to constantly refer to this paper. So don't mind if I keep doing that. It looked like I'm doing a presentation. One of the biggest points was basically addressing that you're not going to get every woman, right? Like there's always going to be women that just, you know, there are certain reasons they won't be into you, right? Or you won't be able to get anywhere with them. And hey, fuck off. So a big reason for that right away, like some of them would be like, she's in a relationship, she just got out of a relationship, something personal's going on, you know? And these are uncontrollable factors, right? And I mean, I totally agree with that. You're never gonna score every single lady. Like you're never, you know what I mean? But basically what the chapter's trying to tell you to do is to go out and basically just start cold approaching. I think that's the name. I don't know. I got it written down here. But they call it like cold approaching basically. So you basically just start approaching like a ton of women, and there's a method for this, okay? Yeah, so, and it's also talking about like how men are supposed to pursue the women too. So by the way, like you, apparently, like, I mean, obviously from my experience, I would actually kind of agree to that. Most women don't really make a first move, but sometimes it does happen, right? And it's very interesting in that way because it's not discussed whatsoever here. So what his idea is basically going to the like bars, like pubs, like the clubs, the nightlife, on minimum of 2 times a week, and at the best of 5 times a week. He says 3 to 5 apparently are the best. 3 to 5 times of going out to bars in a week is a fucking lot. And you might want to have a good pocketbook because you're going to be paying out a few dollars when you do this. I find it almost like hard to believe that this is the plan, but apparently so. Now, unfortunately, I can't talk about every guy, but in my specific situation, I don't have a lot of friends here, and by a lot I mean I have about 2. I have acquaintances, but I have 2 people I actually could depend on to go hang out with and have a good time with, and we've built a good relationship between the 3 of us. So, like, a lot of time I'm out by myself, and I find it very interesting in that comment that, like, going to the bar by myself 3 times a week is not really what I want to do, you know? And a lot of the time, especially nowadays with COVID, right? And that's one thing that kind of doesn't really fit in at all, is COVID-19 isn't fucking obviously any part of this book. Is these conversations are way harder to take place, you know? Because like now there's like fucking glass barriers up everywhere and you can't really approach, you know. A lot of them, I think it's really, you can only just sit down, so it's not even like an opportunity to go out and mingle around. However, I think a really good opportunity for this, what's specifically being talked about, I think this is kind of dark, isn't it? I want to notice that one thing about this pocket, man, like it's auto setting sometimes. It makes like fucking shit really dark. But maybe that's just me looking at it here. But yeah, so I noticed like there's like mixers and things like that. That's a good way to get everybody up out of their chairs and talking, and they try to rotate people around. So I think something like that would be a great idea. I want to take away from the video for a quick second. This is a completely random thing. We're gonna flip the camera. Hold on here. Let's just flip. Okay, so what I'm showing you right now, this is completely random. I did not know this was going to be here. There's a trail right up here, and this is like a TV. There's like, looks like 3 tires, 3 bags of garbage, this big fucking thing. I don't know what this is. All of this just laying here on the side of the road. Okay, this is the surrounding area, and then this is just fucking laying here. Whatever piece of fucking shit put all their garbage there, watch this YouTube video and come take it. That's ridiculous. Like, it shouldn't, why is that there? That's obviously somebody too lazy to take their garbage, and they just left it on the fucking, like, not even like on the side of the road where a garbage truck would come get it. Like, like literally that person should just be hunted down and like just shot. Anyway, getting back onto things. So I think the bar thing's interesting. But he mentions that it's the place to get the most experience in the least amount of time with like attractive women. I actually fully agree to that. If you really want to worry about how can I approach as many women as possible, you know what I mean? That would be it. And he says 10 per night. That's a fucking lot. You know, like that's a solid number. That's not like I'm going up to talking to a new girl each night and practicing that, right? I'm going to talk, like, I think 1 would have been realistic. You know, especially if you're going by yourself, and then everywhere you go, it's going to be groups, right? I don't care what people say, man. Most women don't go out by themselves to the pubs. Most people don't go out by themselves to the pubs, right? It's mainly groups. So you have to deal with groups. And when you're just the one guy by themselves, you're not commonly going to find the one woman by themselves either. I mean, granted, you very well might, but I find it doubtful. Another thing to note too, like, I think 1 would just be better, because this chapter really goes into trying to build the conversation, you know. And I don't know if I have all that written down, but and I promise to try to make this quick. It's not going to be quick. I realize this now. We're going to go too much in depth in this. But like, you really want to build that conversation and secure like something afterwards, right? So like the chapter again really talks about like trying to either get her to your place, to go to another bar, you know, to get a little physical. And like with 10 women, as long as you can just do that with 1, then I think that would be a success to me. You know, obviously, if you just get rejected by 10 women, well, then you did 10, you know, you hit up 10 women. But yeah, so it's really interesting. The pickup lines, there was none. It was like literally just openers, and some of them were just like, they were gay. Like, it was like, hi, my name's Nick, and you are. Like, okay, cool. Like, we're not robots. But I mean, I also have to take into understanding that, you know, I'm no expert at talking to women, but I can do it. Like, I can approach women and make a conversation. And there are some people out there who probably can't get that far. I can't get much further. I find I usually get cold feet, but if I'm in that situation, I can kind of make that happen. So I guess it makes sense. Apparently commonplaces Buddy talks about, like, once you've done the bar scene, you've upgraded, is like beaches, restaurants, like at a gym, sports place, like, see, and that's the problem, man. Like, if you go to a hockey game, like, again, you're gonna go by yourself. That's a fucking terrible idea, because I've done it. It just looks stupid. Everybody's focusing on the game. You go to the gym. Everyone's like right into their workout with headsets on and stuff, headphones. Like, you're not, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be useless to try to have a conversation. Like, it's absolutely just not gonna happen. And he mentioned meetup.com, which I thought was hilarious, because I'm on Meetup, obviously. And I thought it was just really funny. I was just like, oh, meetup.com. And he was like, yeah, join 25 meetups and do 1 a week. But meetup's not a bad idea. I've said that before. I don't really like the hosting idea of it. I just find it annoying as fuck. But I actually like Meetup. The idea of Meetup is really, really great. And I've met now basically one of my best friends ever from Meetup. Because her and I clicked off, like, we clicked right away, right? And it wouldn't have been possible without Meetup. I would not have met her. Like it was kind of, sorry, there's someone right there. It's kind of like right place, right time, you know? Yeah, sorry. I thought it was raining out, like nobody would be out here. But yeah, there's like a guy jogging right behind me. What was another one? Yeah, like approach anxiety. That was another term I heard. That's what it was. It was basically cold feet. You know, just another fancy way of saying it. But a lot of the chapter was talking about, and I don't have all this part written down. Was like some verbal openers. So like that's what I was saying was like, hi, my name's whatever. Like you know, you just say something. Apparently, like 80% of the time, he's like, that's how you're gonna do it. One I thought was fucking retarded, was you said to raise your hand up, like you were gonna high five them, and then like gently like put your hands together, like I was gonna be like holding her hand or something. I think it's just the description of what he was writing. To me, it didn't make any fucking sense. It just sounded like you'd be a psychopath if you did this. Like, just don't do that. And then, like, obviously it was like a handshake or something. And then there was one that really didn't sound good, and it was stopping her. So, like, if a woman was like walking like in a particular direction, and I would just stop her, like I would like walk out in front of her or walk beside her and start chatting her up, you just kind of sound like you sound like you're gonna like fucking rape her or something. It doesn't sound good. You know. So a lot of the chapter here was kind of making that move, and how to initiate that, like what you're kind of, you know what I mean, like some of the places, and you know, not really how to do it, but like, and also focusing on the fact that like it's not like you approaching that, like the woman should be impressed that you have approached, right, and not to sit there and think about excuses. As soon as you kind of get that idea in your mind, like I'm going to go see her, like, oh hey, like she's kind of cute, just go do it. Right, and I fully agree with that. You know, it's a really good idea because I get cold feet. It's one of my biggest drawbacks, right? I get really cold feet, and the fact that you can get in there and make that happen right away before you get like doubt, you know, before you start making up excuses, that's powerful. It's just getting that out of your mind, you know. And then I think what happens with me in doubt is I start taking account all the variables. So, okay, she's got 5 friends, I'm by myself, you know, she's not really alone, like, they're not like, you know, it's kind of weird, like, I can't go up to a big group of girls and approach one, like, it doesn't work that well. You know, like, there's just, you know, and that's what it is, right, there's scenarios. Chapter 5, we're going to talk about here in a minute, where I'm going to do another video on that. Chapter 5 was really interesting. It was actually about kind of that conversation and how to move that forward, and the next steps of like a date at home or something like that, and basically like banging, which obviously I've got no experience with, but I've had a few dates at home, and it's good because I can touch base on those dates and kind of go from there. But this chapter specifically, just making that move and approaching them, I don't know, I just think the numbers are a little bit unrealistic. Like at the bar, like to go like 5 times a week. I think twice is generous. I would say like once a week would be probably pretty good. Yeah, once a week I think is a fantastic idea. And it's not like, I'm not trying to be like that cheapo, because obviously when you go out, you're paying money. Like these are ventures, these dine outs aren't free. Like you pay money, you know. And it's not every opportunity you're just going to go out to a bar or something and just sit there by yourself, right? Like if I had a group of friends that would want to go out once a week, you know, and enjoy a little bit of the nightlife, you know, I might tell you otherwise. But again, this is my perspective, and it isn't feasible. You know, it just, like, I don't need to be out that much, you know, and I'm usually fairly quick and out. Like I just go out somewhere, I just have a bite to eat on my own, and then I dip. Right? So I'm not there to kind of hang out and try to mingle. And then especially with COVID, it just doesn't look fucking good at all, right? Like I don't think you're even allowed to approach anywhere. We'll close the video here. I thought there was a thing a while ago, like a long while ago. But when the lockdowns were kind of first going on around in certain places, I'm pretty sure there was something like if you were to like go to a bar and take a woman home or something, like, or to a hotel and like say have sex, I thought like someone could say you could be sued. Like both of you, because obviously you don't have fucking social distancing. Anyway, interesting. So yeah, we're going to wrap it up, and then we're going to head out, and we're going to do Chapter 5, which I have a lot to talk about in Chapter 5. Chapter 5, I think, was very controversial. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Dating Playbook for Men, Chapter 4. I forget the name of it. All right, see ya. Peace.